Welcome back. WeArEuS, and I don't know about you guys, but I love in-game patch notes, and I'm not being sarcastic. Typically, patch notes are delivered on Steam, and I don't typically open Steam, so any things that happen patch-wise, I never know about. They come as a surprise until I notice something, and if I notice nothing, I never know. So, it has been a while since I last played this, a lot longer than it should have been, because I have had problems with Chrome. And if you want the full story, it's explained in detail in the yesterday's Atomfall video. It's very awkward to describe it like that, considering I just finished recording it less than 5 minutes ago. But that's where we are. I am the arbiter of reality here. To sum it up, Google sucks. They updated Chrome to get rid of... I don't know why I struggle to remember the name of uBlock. Probably because the one I used was uBlock Origin, and I have to remember that there's another one called uBlock. Well, another extension called uBlock. Anyway, they borked Chrome, and I haven't been able to update. That's going to be why Atomfall was late and ended up being uploaded on Saturday instead. Which I know isn't relevant to you, and you probably aren't interested, and I don't blame you if you only actually care about this. I only care about this currently. Now, last episode, we have 12,000 lacrima. I should probably spend some of that. Last episode, we busted ghosts. I remember that, because I remember naming the episode accordingly. Then, we ended up here. And I have point to spend. And I really, don't get me wrong, I like the greatsword and spear. And the spear in particular fits with what I'm doing with my stats. And trust me, I do want to get to giving these things skills, or getting the skills for them. But I also like the dual wield. Though I remember now, I can just take the points out of this. And really, I only have 6 points in this particular section. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. And so I do want to mix up the weapons that I use. There are only 3 types, it seems. And I would like to, for my entertainment, mix it up. So, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Not that. Yes. We're going to take back everything. And we're going to distribute it into spear. The third attack of a swift attack becomes a slash, which takes longer to go off. This is Moonlight Stance. Striking an enemy with Moonlight activates Moonlight Stance, which grants additional after-image attacks. Ooh. Slightly increased stamina damage for after-image attacks. Moonlight Stance lasts for 5 seconds. So when I do the slash from this, which is going to leave me open for that entire duration, it then activates this, which lets me DPS harder for 15 seconds. Further increase, okay. So here we have Moonlight Step. Gain the ability to activate another dodge immediately after dodging while in Moonlight Stance. I'm probably going to be using the parry more because, well, not the parry, the brink guard, if that's a thing. I see a guard on the right over there, so there's something. So this is something, but I don't know if it'll be for us. Increase stamina recovery rate while in Moonlight Stance. That is a free one. Charge heavy attack while in Moonlight Stance. Potent blows are modified. Charging takes less time and they strike a wider area. But no after image? No, there definitely is. You can see it right next to him. Alright, the Potent Blow Tree. For enemies, I lost the timing on that joke. Shadow Cleave. Inflict an additional strike with the third strike of the Potent Blow. Not particularly interesting. 0 points. That's what we're talking about. During Potent Blow or Vital Strike, advance forward while repeatedly thrusting the spear. Press X after 0 point to chain into the final attack of the swift attack. Press heavy attack after 0 point to chain into assault or shadow reversal. Charge energy into your spinning spear and thrust it. I don't mind stabbing the enemy with something hard. And spinning, no less. After image thrust. Unleash an onslaught of stabs. Hold down the input to consume one additional spirit charge and continue the attack. Probably good for DPSing an enemy that's been exhausted. But I feel like just using Moonlight Stance would be a much smarter option. Especially considering you gain increased, well, you can activate it and then have the increased stamina recovery while using after image thrust. Zero-point Fortress. An upgrade for Spiral Thrust called Swirl. Gain the ability to charge Spiral Thrust. Deal greater damage immediately after using a brutal attack. That's the finisher for when an enemy is exhausted. Or when using the skill against exhausted enemies, okay. But I would rather use it after? Well, I guess you could use it during their exhaustion. I kind of like it. You can use it during their exhaustion rather than wasting a lot of stamina on multiple attacks in the Moonlight Stance. And then not having a response to anything they may do once they come out of being exhausted. Then you can follow that up while they're recovering from being exhausted with another Spiral Thrust Swirl. Also, it covers a good bit of distance too, which I like. Okay, I'm starting to really feel something for Spiral Thrust. Then we have Chain, and here we have Chaser. Stamina cost of attacks are temporarily decreased each time. Stamina cost of attacks are temporarily decreased each time an enemy is exhausted. I mean, it just sounds good, but I'm the kind of person that likes information. I like details. I want to know, does this stack with each instance? Well, even if it did, you can't. I'm thinking of the way I play these games. Everything I get, every upgrade I make, is with an eye towards how does it apply to boss fights. I don't care about chaff in between me and the boss. I only care about what works on the boss. Using this is fine for chaff. You can get chaff exhausted pretty easily. Then you have the boss, which is going to be exhausted maybe 3 times total throughout the entirety of the fight, depending on how long the fight is. Unless you are somehow over leveled and over equipped, you're probably looking at a minimum, an upper limit of about 3 instances of them being exhausted, which are going to be like minutes apart. Less if you were to use the parry with dual wield, but oh right, last episode we also upgraded it so that the parry was actually faster, which would make it more reliable. And then I come in with this episode and just strip all of the points out of dual wield. Nice. But at the very least, having the ability to do more damage for longer due to reduced stamina cost while the enemy is exhausted is valuable, especially for DPSing a boss. Then we have Assault. Press Y during swift attack. Am I supposed to know what that is? This. So when you're light attacking, press the heavy attack. Or it also works after a dodge attack. What the frick is a rod smite? Sounds like a spoiler to me. Thankfully, I can't make heads or tails of it. Drive your spear into the ground for leverage and deliver a powerful kick. Deal additional damage. Deal additional stamage. Alright. Deal additional stamina damage to enemies whose stance is not broken. I actually like that. The closer I can get them to being exhausted, the better. And making it even faster is even better. That might warrant an entire 3 points all on its own. Depending on how much it does. Depending on the difference between the stamina damage between the first point and the third. I would need enemies to test it on. So it'll probably only get 1 point to start with. And then we'll test it and then give it more points just to see where it goes. Then we have its upgrade, Assault Glide. Ooh, I like that. Press Y after Assault. Deal additional damage by rebounding off the enemy with a kick. Dodging immediately after Glide does not consume stamina. Yeah, I like that. Then we have Shadow Reversal. Ooh. Alright. Press Y during swift attack, dodge attack, and the rest. Impale the enemy in front of you with your spear. Press Y after the attack to reposition yourself behind the enemy if their stance was broken. Okay, that's unfortunate. If not, pressing Y delivers a slashing attack. It's neat. It is not going to be useful against bosses. Well, no, I don't see it working against bosses. So, immediately trashed here, as far as I'm concerned. Shadow Reversal can break the stance of a wider variety of enemies, but it doesn't actually work unless they're already broken, or a stance broken. Increase the amount of stagger inflicted, so that it takes longer for them to recover after you slip behind them. No, they would they have to be exhausted already for Shadow Reversal to even work in the first place. So you're already guaranteed a brutal attack just being behind them as a result of this. So it's not, Shadow Reversal is not good. Even on the off chance that it does work against bosses, it doesn't do anything for you. And as you can see, it puts a significant amount of distance between you, which means you're going to have to waste stamina either attacking thin air or sprinting. Neither of those are good. Assault just looks so much better now. Then we have Trance, a dash skill that can only be chained after a spirit skill. Press light attack while using it to chain into the final attack of a swift attack. Okay, so this, it's not, okay, I see the other thing that's above this one, but I'm not going to deal with that yet. It's not related to it, so I think it's fine to not read it first. It can only be chained after a spirit skill. So I guess after you throw a magic spear, then you can use this, and that's not good. The conditions on these makes them awful. Here we have Chaser Devour. Gradually recover one spirit charge every time an enemy is exhausted. Yeah. That's just more stuff you can do with your spirit charges more often. Granted, it's not going to be extremely useful against bosses, but it'll make clearing out certain chaff enemies along the way a lot easier to deal with. Then we have Vital Strike under the Shrewd Branch category. While sprinting or dodging, leap into the air and drive the spear into the enemy. Not a fan of that. Quick Slash, a dodge attack. Press X or Y after a brink dodge. Dodge attacks that follow a brink dodge pursue the enemy. So they always hit? I sure hope that's what it means. Because, I mean, that's a good distance between them. Briefly become invincible when initiating the attack. So I guess in between the brink dodge and the attack, you're invincible. I don't see many good cases for that against a boss. Though, usually you'd prefer to use a brink dash for one big heavy attack. If it catches you by surprise and you don't think you can actually parry it. Or brink guard it. Then we have Shadow Strike. Crouch down and close in on the enemy and slash them with your spear. don't like that. It's got a big window where you just do nothing. And I say big, but I'm looking at it in terms of MOBA time. 5 seconds isn't very long. But in a MOBA, 5 seconds of being stunned or unable to act in any capacity is an eternity. So, just the spin while he's crouching down, you can get knocked out of that animation, which makes it not good at all. At the very least, with this, you get an attack off immediately. It might be interrupted, but you will probably still do at least some damage. Then we have Crescent Strike. Spin the spear in an arc. I said spin. Swing the spear in an arc to cleave enemies in front. The skill's power increases when attacking an enemy's weak point. So more conditions? And I mean, yeah, since it's an overhead attack, as long as the enemy is bipedal, you'll probably do the increased damage, almost guaranteed. I don't like that. One, it's a long animation, though it probably can be used to dodge things if you're shrewd enough. All I see is a long animation that I can still get hit out of. Agility. Decrease the stamina cost of... Got that one. Well, it's not... I probably am going to need 3 points in this for it to actually be useful. So I'll hold off for now. Under the guard category, we have Breakdown. Deal increased stamina damage to enemies affected by Brink Guard. Yeah. Decrease the stamina cost of guarding. Rod Smite. It of the aforementioned. Press X after Brink Guard. Swiftly counter a strike with the butt of the spear after a Brink Guard. You want to give me more details? Is there a reason I would want to actually use this, much less spend a point on it? Okay, I mean, yeah, sure, it'll do some damage and stamina damage besides, but does it do extra stamina damage? If it did, they would probably mention that. They've mentioned it in other cases. I don't see why I would want this. Yeah, I just don't see it. Phantom Heatwave. Spin the spear and block all attacks with Brink Guard for a short time. Gain an effect that upgrades the shockwave attacks of Moonlight and Full Moon for 30 seconds upon use. Oh, that is going to be... Remember the swift attacks from... I can't remember a name. Remember the swift attacks from either of the bosses? No, they both definitely did have swift attacks with daggers. I don't know why I can't have daggers, by the way. Anyway, remember the swift attacks from either of the bosses that we fought in the last episode. For the most part, I fended off a number of their attacks with the Brink Guard, but I ended up getting hit by the first one or two until I got the timing. This would be very good against attacks like that. Especially once you've learned what it looks like when the boss is going to be using something like that. And of course it costs 2 spirit, and frankly, yeah, I get it. A free perfect guard that's going to decimate their stamina over the course of multiple hits, and then provide a counterattack, then also buffs your moonlight stance. Yeah, it does so much. You can't, you just can't skip that. Now, right mouse or right shoulder button. I don't know why I said mouse. Right shoulder button and the left shoulder button is what we guard with. What'll feel natural? Probably X, right? That way it'll be muscle memory to just lead into the moonlight stance by following up with more light attacks. Slightly increased counter strike damage. I don't really care about the damage from this skill. Also, we only have 1 point left, though I can always get rid of this. No, that's too good. Also, that benefits this. Oh, that's so good. Shrewd is not a great section. Yeah. I mean, the agility skill, yeah, that's fine. But that I'd have to spend points on that, and I don't like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump that last point in there, and then swap to spears. Yeah, we get much more damage out of this because it feeds into all of our best stats. And all of the stats I particularly care to actually invest in. This is the Soul Eater set. I wouldn't mind the extra stamina from that set. Could get rid of... I don't know. Oh, well, it does have much better defense. And it does provide extra stamina besides, on top of the set effect of extra stamina. I know we have... yeah. Guard stamina damage decrease. So we can have a grand total of 2 set effects from different stats active, which is kind of unfortunate. Would have been great if it was a much more round 3. I get that's not the way that feels like it should be, but yeah, having 3 base set effects would be cool, but I get it. I mean, there's literally not another place they can equip anything. Got head, body, arms, waist, shoes. Pants, if you want to call it that. Everything's covered. There's really nothing else. I mean, capes, maybe? And then capes could just have special effects and not stats, like defense or anything, but whatever. So we have the Soul Eater top, but not the helm. Damage increase and stamina recovery is at 20% with this, but with the Soul Eater set we get 15% at 4 pieces. But I only think I have 3. Yeah. I don't know why I'm missing the other 2. So we only get a measly 5% health recovery when defeating enemies. Still, having more stamina or more healing. Well, if I don't get hit, I don't need more healing, so we go with this. Then we have have Necklace of Grace, which is extra stamina recovery and much higher maximum stamina. Nice. So, welcome.
We feel it. Energy from the netherworld. We must find this temple.
WeArEuS, and we have finally playing the game. I know it's been... Oh, these are... That is unfortunate. No, I have it, don't I? No, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Hey, buddy. Not use skill tree. Common. I don't have enough points. So in order to get points, I must take points. Then we go to Javelin. Got it just in time, too. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, come on. Why is the brutal attack icon? Oh. Ah. So, I don't know if the brutal attack normally dispatches the undead, but that certainly will. Guess we don't need to use the spear anymore. Just imagine, I wasted all of that health learning that. Shame on me. May as well upgrade something. Not that one. Yeah. Proficiency. Eat that stamina. Okay. Try it. I didn't want to kill him. Though, given how frail they are, I really should have expected it. I almost missed that last attack. Goddamn lag got me hit. Ooh, what's this? Nope. Yeah, he's dead. Good. Oh, right. We have that thing that... Yeah. How? Meanwhile, his buddy just watches. I was pressing guard for the second hit. Oh. Okay. He dropped two things. Imperial Soldier Spear and the Transmutations Shard and Water Spirit? Fuel? What? Surely not. Yeah. Okay. Well, the one I have... No, it's still slightly more damage. What am I doing? And as there are no set effects associated with this spear, am I going the right way or the wrong way? As there are no set effects associated with the spear itself, that's not suspicious. There's no real reason for me to not swap. The other one was only granting me 124 and I get 2 extra points of damage, so there's no reason not to swap. No. Obtained a special scroll. Allows the blacksmith to craft something. Now, this is where I came before. Yeah, okay, yeah. So good that I did backtrack then. I don't like this open field. Yep. Dang it. Really? is really obnoxious. I mean, yeah, I can probably just leave and he'll be here, but I don't get lacrima from not killing the guy. That was a new attack animation. I was not sure about that one. Okay. I think I've got enough health to deal with this. Really? That is not what I wanted. I didn't mean to kill you. I meant to break you, so then I could kill you. Just to be safe. Really? I'm playing it safe because I'm worried about my health. There we go. God dang it. Can't I just piss on him or something to kill him? Skill point obtained. I can probably... Can't rip him in half? Hammer him. What else do we have? I now have that point in the javelin, right? Yeah. What else did we get? Charging it, increase its damage, gain a spirit point upon hitting with a fully... Well, at least it doesn't require you to kill them. I guess we can try it. Basically, depending on how this turns out, it could be infinite spirit charges, but I suspect not, because it said with a charged hit. Well, I'm out of healing, and we're not there yet. So I get the sword if I win? Oh. I thought I dodged that at the right time. Yes, I know, because they are undead. Thankfully, I do have ways to kill them. They're not great. Are you kidding me? One more for good measure. And yeah, I'm healing for a teeny tiny amount of health, but at least it's something. This is the correct path, troubled though it may be. Skill tree. Fully charged attack. Yeah, it seems like it requires the ability to charge it, and that's not good. So this point can go somewhere else. Brutal attack reap. Recover health when using a brutal attack from head on. No. Oh. I still have this. I thought this was tied to the goddamn dual wield. Okay, that actually makes things a little easier then. So we still have this and it's faster animation. Right? What? No, we didn't get that. Deal damage, shorten the activation time. I removed that point because unless it's a 25 to 50% increase, at max of course, in damage taken while performing it, I don't care. 10% isn't going to save you. Therefore, it's not worth the investment. Gain a spirit charge when interacting with Lacrima. I'm not sure how it means. Gain spirit upon taking damage, upon performing a brink dodge. Increase, yeah, I like that. Upon performing a brink guard, I don't have more points, but I like that as well. That guy is a complete corpse now. Weird. I guarded it somehow? I really should have practiced this when I was back near the Nexus. Okay. Nice, I guess. How do I deal with this? I didn't expect I'd actually be able to guard against the guy's attack. since he was behind me, but it worked out. And it's winter eye patch. No. Everybody here is getting spears, or javelins, more accurately. Now for the active shooter. That's some pretty good cheese. What is that, Gouda? Oh. Hey there. I hate it here. And he dies with the next attack. But his stamina just keeps going. I realize I could use a javelin, but I'd like to save those for the pesky ones. Archers and the like. I don't really have the health to deal with this guy, but I'm going to try again. Right, I also left this here. If I had died, I would have been upset. Okay. Woo! No, you don't, buddy. You're a tricky one, aren't you? Oh my god! You are wild. That guy is wild. Crimson flames don't mean anything to me, man. Yeah, I got no spirit out of that whatsoever. I can't swap freaking targets. I'm upset. It literally wouldn't let me swap targets so I could execute the guy. And yeah, I would have loved to have tried the parry and get the timing for these guys. But I just don't want to, wrong way, I don't want to be here that long. I spent a lot of time in the menu sorting out the skills for this weapon. Okay. I didn't need to come over here. It didn't drop anything when I killed. The archer I killed didn't drop anything. I wasted a lot of time and health there. Now we have to do this again. I appreciate you coming down. Double kill. Neat. And there's this guy. I want my Lacrima back. Well, it's one sword. Well, why did he have a... Maybe I shouldn't ask questions about why he has things he probably shouldn't. I think I forgot about how wily you are. Ouch. God dang it. I have no healing. I didn't expect him to keep twirling. Wait, why'd this guy die? What happened? I didn't do anything. Why did this one die? All I did was light attack him. I don't understand. No item, no need for me to waste my time. Good stuff. Get rid of this so I don't get caught on it. How about you don't? It was a warning shot. Seriously? Wait, Keshta the Unyielding has become stronger. Are you... I could attack those? Why didn't they just make it so they're targetable so you know you can hit them? I thought that was purely cosmetic and, you know, a little bit of a look out, they're not dead sort of a thing. And they never said, And the little things at the bottom when you die, and they're talking about the crimson flames can give the undead their final rest. Why not just say something cryptic about attacking a purple light? Like, it makes no sense. This would have been so much easier if they had just said, attack the purple light. In any way. And by the way, purple is not crimson. Anyone who thinks so is colorblind. Don't trust colorblind people. Well, that makes all of this a lot easier then. Like I said, a lot easier. This thing is not great for fighting purple lights, by the way. Why does this guy have dual wield weapons when he's carrying... Okay. Yeah, no way I would have been able to kill him by cliff edging him. That's just not... It's not a thing. Wait, what else? What other skills do we have on here? I don't know why I need these two. Well, not the one for damage. Wait, no, it wasn't. It was these two. Oh, wait, what was the... There was a damage skill... This one. Spiral Thrust and Spiral Thrust Swirl. Yeah. I need 2 points. We're close to 1. Though I realize now I did not use the skill that lets me automatically perfect guard multiple hits in a row. Oh, that doesn't look like bait at all. Same with that. Grave Robber's Memoir. Nope. Sniper, no sniping. What do you have for me?
Go in. If you want to live, to stay sane, run now. What's in there is worse than anything I can describe.
Well, you see, about that. If there's loot there, I have to go. And I smell loot. Not in there, not yet. But over here. There. Crunch. Why can't they all be that durable so I can more easily wear them down. Another transmutation orb. I don't want to be here yet. Right? I know that way's a dead end. There was another path we could take. It didn't lead to the guy with the sword. Though it probably dead ends. That's fine too. That's where we came from. No, it all goes this way. There is this. Tried to hide itself. Unacceptable. Alright. Oh, wait. Another one. This is where the archer was. Well, at least now we know in case he leaves us something next time. Well, we won't ever have to go in there again, so there will be no next time. Okay, so we are at about an hour and 10 minutes, 42 seconds for those that care. I'm not going to stop here. Not yet. Unless it looks like there's going to be a boss, and then we'll play it by ear. Phantom abilities. He's at level 2, which increases my stamina recovery by 4.8%. It's negligible, but it's more than nothing. But still negligible. Proficiency, we'll max that. Well, we'll add another point so that it goes to 4% damage to stamina. I definitely look forward to doing 25% more stamina damage. Hey, look, it's the guy I had in the first thumbnail. It's gonna learn today. You don't worship rotten corpses in my presence. Not on a Saturday, you don't. So I'm trying to keep in mind all of the skills I have unlocked. -1. Hey, look, they're not undead. Man, the undead seemed like such a freaking hassle until I realized what was going on. By accident.
They'll leave traveling. It looks like they were trying to summon something into that corpse. Necromancy. Was that what was happening here?
Are you asking?
Lift your head.
Will a camera suffice? That's all I really have control over here. That's gotta be upsetting. That is upsetting. I mean, this is a very good weapon against a single target, but something small like the little souls of the undead, I don't need. Why are you walking like that? Well, there's stuff in every direction, and I want all of it, so we will... Oh, that's not great. I don't like how this is... Perfect. Only a terrible sniper doesn't know he's in the line of fire.
Please! I didn't do anything! It was that noble! I didn't know he'd do that to her, I swear!
I mean, he's a noble. You could have guessed. Increase the amount of netherworld energy gained at the start of a mission or when interacting with the Nexus.
Today, just look straight ahead. But peace can be found when you look up instead. Oh, wait. Your eyes see a thief, but I promise I'm not. I'm just a poet. Let your eyes and ears deceive you not. Might I suggest placing your weapon by your side, and we can talk about whatever you'd like. What you see is what you get. I could be a grave robber, a beggar, or even a merchant. But deep down, I'm a bard through and through. Icing tales found in every corner of the world, old and new. I'm here because I had a question for one of the foes lurking around. But it seems he met his end, for he is nowhere to be found. Bandits stormed in, fearless and bold, but a dragonkin leader took them down, truly a sight to behold. Language of the dragonkin is not one I know, but I heard them say, Hisma the Berserk Dragon, the continent's one common foe.
Before I continue, I forgot about the part where you don't actually speak, just like in Atomfall, so I'm not used to that coming off of Stalker, and well, there aren't really any options for you to select in conversations in Lords of the Fallen, but Stalker 2 will suffice.
What was I up to, you inquire? Now that's an interesting answer to desire. You wouldn't believe what safety reveals. The moment which inspired this new poem that details all that I feel.
He is not a very good bard.
When you're out and about, and there are some odd, they might not be, take a peek at what I've got.
Vitality sphere, not spear. Primeval regression orb resets all stats and returns any lacrima spent. Probably am going to need that fire cleanse potion, huh? But I won't get it. Exposes the enemy's back, making them temporarily vulnerable. So I guess if you can run around to the enemy's back, it'll let you do a brutal attack even if their stamina isn't empty. Or a stance is broken, whichever you prefer. That seems too good for it to be 1,500. Not worth it. I'd much rather have more of these. I have 6 as it is. 4 to round it out. Wouldn't mind something that heals as well, but it didn't look like he had anything. I already have some of those. Interesting. Okay, we've got some light heals and vitality spheres, so we're set. Oh, we're all out of... Oh, we have extra healing. That's what that did. Okay, so we got an extra heal. Nice. We're not sneaking up on these guys. How do we approach this? I've got nothing, so I kill this guy first. I mean, I pressed the block, but he just didn't. So we find ourselves back here. And it's not entirely my fault, just mostly. I took those first hits and didn't heal like an idiot. Nevertheless, at least I don't have to go on all the way over to the right. Well, we still have to kill some guys, but fewer this time. And then we go up here. Bust this guy's head open. Really? Oh, right, there was something else over here. Oh, and that guy is asleep. No dice. Nope, they just wake up. So you can walk. Oh, okay. So you can just walk. Wait, I died over there. That's where my lacrima are. Anyway, as I was saying, you can just walk and sneak up on someone, but heaven forbid you try to walk past something and it's programmed to just know you're there. So what are you guys guarding? It's crap, I can already tell that much. I'm not going to walk underneath the ceiling nipple. Ah. No, that doesn't make... I have no idea what that's for then. If I hadn't noticed the great ceiling nipple of curiosity, I might have ended up stepping on that plate on the floor, triggering who knows what. Shut up. I could not do anything. I'm pressing guard and he's just not moving. I don't mind dying if I screw up. I mind dying terribly when I do everything in my power to prevent it and nothing happens. Still not enough. I'm not fighting you in a box. Remember that skill I got for fast attacks? Looks like it works like I thought it would. Big surprise, right? Nope, hate that. Yeah, he's too fast. Screw that noise. Bye-bye. I'm trying to remember how to throw it. There it is. Oh, he's a big one, isn't he? Come here. Hey, I've seen you before. Okay. Okay, that was actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. At the very least, I don't have to go along the right side, but man. Well, the left side. Now we can just go up the steps, but it's still not going to be a great time. So, activated... What's it called? Moonlight. Okay. Noted. Half my health just gone. Okay. Getting the timing of that goddamn thing is a nightmare. Again. Yeah, I'm not playing around with that one. No idea why that didn't do damage. Okay. Keshta the Unyielding grows ever stronger. Okay. Oh, so even after I activate reports on the Dragonkin, are they trying to resurrect Ismar? So even after I activate Moonlight, I can still go into the kick from the spear, which is good. I don't know if the after image also deals extra stamina damage or not, but this looks like an elevator. I can't see the ceiling, so I have to believe.
Can you feel it?
Why?
Of course
What?
not. You're just a mortal. But it's down here. Energy from the netherworld. We need to find the source. Stop more of it escaping.
So we have to go back up then, because we aren't done. Unfortunate to find out this way that I am on the right path, which is the wrong path. Wait, where are you going? You promised. Yeah, I've got nothing else. It's just... I wished I had some elevator music, but... aside from that... the controller rumbling in my hand feels nice, I can tell you that. I also have no healing, so if we screw up, well... oh, we can only activate the one anyway. And then we go around... from underneath. So you guys want to ride the elevator again? Yes, you say. Well, I have good news for you. Oh, interestingly enough, unlike other Souls games where if you try to activate your healing, even though you're all out, you don't go through a whole animation where you're just locked in place going, what? I appreciate that. Okay, there is something. No, that is a device, not a creature. Good. Okay.
Defrona, what an unpleasant surprise.
I'm not dealing with that right now. Alright, so, as I promised, I added more time onto the video because I spent a lot of time at the very beginning of the video getting the skills for the spear all sorted. That's the word. So, we will probably continue. Unfortunately, this game is only uploaded twice a week, which means we don't get a lot of time with the spear. Why am I saying sphere? Because I do want to try out the greatsword as well, and I was thinking I could probably swap weapons each week, aside from the. Well, I don't need to go over the skills of them all once I've gone over all of the skills. So swapping between them will be faster once I've gone over, for example, the greatsword skills. Once I've gone over those and gushed about the ones that are good and condemned the ones that are not, it'll just be a matter of starting the video for that week and swapping the weapon, and then we go. Unfortunately, the next time we swap to the greatsword, it's going to be another 10 minutes or so of going over its skills, but hopefully you're okay with that. If not, you can always skip. It doesn't matter to me either way. I do like the spear. I don't know why I have spear on the brain. I do like the spear. It doesn't have the impact to stop enemies in their animations, but that's fine. The heavy attack is alright, actually. That's pretty good. I do want... What is it? Spiral thrust. Maybe a trigger for it? Maybe I should put them on the triggers instead. But you can literally only do it for the right one because the left one initiates the javelin. It's a bit of a loss, really. Yeah, that feels like it could be okay. Alright, let's do that then. And then take you off, put you back on here. Okay, and we will futz around with that in the upcoming fights. I still need to get the timing for picked up all of the other weapon types. We've picked up new weapons for, though granted we did actually get the Imperial Soldier Spear this episode, so it's not bad. Our agility was at A before. Why is it at B now? Because I don't recall changing anything. We hadn't gotten any new armor that I cared to actually equip, because 20% stamina recovery is way too good to let go. No, I don't think I will. Well, it's unfortunate, but we have come to the end of another episode. I assume that was clear at the very beginning, but just to put a little bow on it, we are at the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back later on in the week with another episode. Same bat time, same bat channel. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.